toast makers, shot takers, and y'all already know my favorite. Puff chasers. Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy. So I'm reading an article from the Daily Mail UK, and I first saw it being shared from CGA. So I said, let me make an upload about this because I think child support is one of the things that's really enabling a lot of men in America today from really reaching a level of financial success and freedom because they are owing so much money to the mother of their children. Some men will call it in this space BMTs. You know, I'm gonna let y'all do y'all own Urban Dictionary lookup of what a BMT is. But let's go ahead and read the article. Exclusive. Extraordinarily high earner, and the head is in quotation marks. Eddie Murphy has agreed to pay ex Mel B or government name Melanie Brown I about to say 300. $35,000 in monthly child support for a 15-year-old daughter, Angel, 2 years after the Spice Girl filed for more financial help due to drop in her income. So as they're going down the article, it says Eddie Murphy has agreed to pay ex Mel B $35,000 in monthly child support for their 15-year-old daughter, 2 years after the Spice Girl filed papers requesting more financial assistance. So meaning that Mel B ain't really getting that money in Hollywood like she used to. So let's keep reading. Court documents seen by the DailyMail.com show the two have agreed to a new child support agreement for daughter Angel Iris Murphy Bell after Mel, age 47, cited a change in her income, i.e. she probably out here BROKE. Murphy, 61, has been paying the British-born singer, real name Melanie Brown, $25,000 a month, $300,000 a year since the exes set up their bitter paternity battle in February of 2009. So let's just say, let's go from, it says he's been paying this woman $300,000 annually since 2009, right? This means that if we're gonna multiply this, let me go to my calculator right quick because we need to do some math. This woman been already getting paid $25,000 a month on, and now she's getting paid. Now she's finna get an additional $10,000. And in the article, you're gonna see where things start to get a little stickier. So if I can find this doggone calculator on this here laptop here. So this woman was already receiving $300,000 annually, right? So let's do this. Do our math. And we're gonna say 15. Yeah, 15. So this woman has already received a little under $5 million in child support since 2009. Okay? And then, because this is from February 2009, right? So if we was to add an additional 10 months to that, so let's say plus 25,000 plus 8. This woman has received already in the ballpark of still $5 million. When I added the additional 8 months, they came out to $4,700,000 in a 15-year period. And because of a decrease in her income, they are now agreed to paying an additional $10,000 annually. Which, when I did my math, because later on in the article, and let's keep on reading. The modified agreement stipulated on August the 17th of this year states that the comedian who is identified in the filing as the quote-unquote extraordinarily high earner will have to shell out an extra $10,000 a month. Whew. My God. My goodness. So the agreement or the payments are to be made retroactively beginning from last October. So the additional $10,000 a month is going to start retroactively from October of last year, since I guess that payments start this month. And it says that the payments are to be made up until Angel turns 18. Then on top of that, he also agreed to cover Brown's attorney fees of $10,000. So I'm going to tell you right now, Eddie just say, you know what, man, F it, man. I got the money. Even though I really don't want to spend it, I'm already paying you $25,000. You've been bugging me for the last 10 years, well, last 2 years, excuse me. And how much your court fees is? Your attorney fee $10,000. All right, I'll go ahead and pay that. I'll go ahead and pay that. Cause you get on my nerves. I'm gonna go ahead and pay that. Right? It says that in court documents, the parties agreed that the respondent Murphy is an extraordinarily high earner, as the court document states. The amount of child support set forth herein behold has been calculated based on the reasonable needs of the minor child. Now, I don't know, the needs of young Angel, but $35,000 a month, and she was already receiving $25,000 a month. That's a lot of money, man. I'm gonna give my thoughts at the end of the article. Commencing October 1st of 2021, as and for child support of the benefit of Angel, respondents shall pay the petitioner or Mel B the sum of $35,000 per month. Child support shall be payable via wire transfer and shall be due on the first calendar day of each month. The filing, however, notes that Brown will be responsible for quote-unquote add-on costs, which includes health insurance, health care, extracurricular activities, and educational expenses for Angel. It also states that the agreement is a non-guideline child support order, meaning a material of change of circumstance is not required for modification. And basically what that means to me is, if, let's just say, Mel B was to make less money, she could go back and request more money from Eddie. So don't be surprised if she go back and they try to add an additional $10,000 to the already $35,000 monthly child support fee that he has to pay Mel B. Brown first filed papers asking for more child support in October of 2020, claiming her income had decreased dramatically. Until recently, Melanie had been fortunate in her career to sustain a comfortable lifestyle for herself and Angel, the filing stated. Lord. Unfortunately, Melanie's income has dramatically reduced, such that she must consider modifying child support for the first time. Reports at the time claimed Brown had allegedly attempted to resolve the case numerous times, quote unquote, without court intervention with no avail. Mel, who has two other daughters from previous relationships, gave birth to Angel Iris Murphy Bell on Murphy's 46th birthday on April the 3rd, 2007. On June 22nd, 2007, the Stars reps announced that a DNA test had confirmed that Murphy was the child. Initially, Murphy, who has now 10 children with 5 different women. You know, he was already Nick Cannon before he was Nick Cannon. But anywho, repeatedly refused to have anything to do with Mel or their child, with reports claiming he insisted that she had tricked him into getting him pregnant. But the actor eventually had a change of heart. Mel addressed their messy split in her 2018 memoir and revealed it was thanks to his mother, Lillian Lynch, that Angel was reunited with her dad in May of 2017, and the two now have a close relationship. My goodness, boy. So this is what I'm gathering from that article. What it looks like to me, because I was going to do a story on 50 Cent's son saying that his father paying $6,700 a month wasn't enough to cover, I guess, his child support fees when he was coming up, right? But this takes the cake. This man was already paying this woman $25,000 a month. $25,000 a month. You mean to tell me that you can't handle your child's living arrangements with that amount of money? And see, what tends to happen in these type of situations, women will calculate the child support that they are receiving from their father and try to put it into their expenses, right? And I don't know how much Mel B was making, but to say that she couldn't make it, or she couldn't make it work with the $25,000 a month that she was already receiving from Murphy, and now she's getting an additional $10,000 monthly now, which, when I did the calculations, if we was to start from last year, 2021, up until she turns 18, we're looking at right around 100, not 100. Who I misspoke on that. We're looking at around, because I did it from October of 2022 until 3 years from now. But, you know, give or take, the number's going to be around $1.5 million that Eddie's going to have to shovel out between retroactively October 2021 till she turns 18 in April of 2025. Yeah, so 2025. And this is my thing, right? So this is my thing. If she's having financial issues, if she's having financial woes, why not just have Angel live with Murphy? Because clearly he has the money to take care of Angel and her expenses. Now, I don't know if it's one of those things where they said in the article that he has a better relationship with her now. I don't know if they're still working on mending the relationship to the point where she would feel comfortable living with him. And this is one of those situations where, yet again, the mother can't seem to get beside herself and just let the father have, custody or primary custody of the child, and just allow him to be the caregiver up until the time that she's 18 years old. Because it's apparent that he's already providing for her via child support. Then on top of that, this man had to dish out an additional $10,000 in attorney fees to cover for Mel B's, attorney. So it's apparent that Mel B doesn't have the best financial situation going on, and she's potentially making it harder on herself. And with that loophole within the agreement where basically she could come back to the courts and ask for additional money. And this type of stuff scares me when I hear men, they talk about getting dragged in child support court and having to pay just these exorbitant amounts of money to their child's mother a month, when we often know that women will use child support as a form of passive income. And that is just a ridiculous, I'm sorry, man, that is just a ridiculous high amount to be paying a child a month. This child is receiving pretty much some people's wages in America. $35,000 a month, man. We often say in these spaces that $10,000 can be life-changing for some men, especially if you're talking about making $10,000 on a monthly basis. This kid is receiving $35K a month, and she was already receiving $25K. Whew. And California already has among some of the highest child support rates in the continental United States. Because you are already paying what, I think 25% like flat fee of the non-custodial parent, or AKA the father's, yearly income, right? And then in some situations, the non-custodial parent or the father is paying 66% of the combined income of both him and the mother. So I don't know if that's how they, figured out how much he was to pay as far as, child support between his income and Mel B's income. But my God, like, if she can't make $35,000 work on a monthly basis, this is just a telltale sign that she's just horrible with money, and she definitely needs to cut back on her monthly expenses. She probably needs to move to a smaller space. She probably needs to cut down on a lot of things that she buy on a monthly basis that's probably cutting into why she would even have to ask for an additional $10,000 in child support from Eddie. Or just let him take care as a primary custodial parent, man. Sometimes I think some women are just selfish and don't want to be looked upon as the bad mother, so they make it harder on themselves and the kid and the father by trying to drag him into court and ask him for more money. And I could probably see why he didn't want to necessarily, he probably was ignoring her, because it's like, chick, I'm already paying you all this money now and you want more? And he probably just got to the point, he was just like, you know what, I'm tired of her. I'm just going to go ahead and pay her this money and leave it at that. So, gentlemen, I want this to be a telltale sign and a telltale warning that please be careful in who you impregnate, man. Please be careful in who you impregnate, man, because you could potentially be in a situation like Eddie where he didn't probably spend the better half of a decade plus going in and out of court over a child that initially he didn't want no parts of, as to why it should be more of a push for men's rights when it comes to whether or not a man can be able to sign over his custodial rights to the mother. But that's a whole nother conversation. But as always, that's just my 5 cents. But let me know down in the comment section what y'all think, man. Y'all add to the conversation so we can make it more fruitful and get this conversation out and, start increasing and spreading this conversation to the masses. But until next time, eyes front, head out to the finish. See this shit through.